Hello and welcome to Global Matters. Thank you for joining us on the program today. We shall be looking at the problems of corruption in Nigeria, its consequences on the socio-economic growth of the country, the people of Nigeria. We shall also talk about dealing with these age-long national problems that has inflicted so much pains on Nigerians. Corruption as a national problem in Nigeria manifests in every area of our national life, most noticeably during elections, in the judiciary, government agencies, procurement and contracts, payroll, security agents have been accused of extortion, and government agencies and parastatals have also been accused of soiling their hands in the dirty game of corruption. Agencies saddled with fighting corruption have also not fared any better. For many, corruption is the single greatest obstacle preventing Nigeria from achieving its enormous potential. An NGO, the Open Society Foundation, traced the failings of democracy in Nigeria to pervasive corruption. This aligns with the global consensus that corruption in Nigeria is endemic and hinders its development. Corruption Perception Index in Nigeria remained unchanged at 24 index out of 100 points in 2022. According to the report by Transparency International Corruption Index in Nigeria, the Corruption Perception Index ranks countries and territories based on how corrupt their public sector is perceived to be. A country or territory's score indicates the perceived level of public sector corruption on a scale of 0, that is highly corrupt, to 100, very clean. And joining me to look at the problem of corruption in Nigeria are two Nigerians outside the shores of this country. Dr. Gbenga Oduntan, he is Executive Director of World Anti-Corruption Research Network, a research-based corruption monitoring program domiciled at the School of Law, University of Kent, England. We are also being joined from Minnesota by Mark Eze, a Nigerian U.S. citizen, an IT professional based in Minnesota, whose idea for tackling corruption in Nigeria and fostering unity in America was recently acknowledged by the U.S. President Joe Biden. I'll be back after this break, and I shall come on to discuss the issues of the day with my guest. Don't go away. We follow the stories and bring you the report from anywhere to everywhere, either global, foreign, or diplomatic relations, even diaspora matter, and we bring you the behind the scene of the stories through our studio analysis. This hand that has represented the symbol of unity after the war in Rwanda.
Good and efficient legal process is one of the main things that we realize lead to the breaches of human rights in Nigeria.
My assessment of the war in Ukraine is very unfortunate.
Attack on the Israeli government, an attack on the Israeli soldiers by Hamas, by the jihadist group,
by the occupying
and other terrorists.
By the people, no.
That will bring you all here on Global Matter. We follow the stories and bring you the report from anywhere to everywhere, either global, foreign, or diplomatic relations, even diaspora matter, and we bring you the behind the scene of the stories through our studio analysis. This hand that has represented the symbol of unity after the war in Rwanda.
Good and efficient legal process is one of the main things that we realize lead to the breaches of human rights in Nigeria.
My assessment of the war in Ukraine is very unfortunate.
Attack on the Israeli government, an attack on the Israeli soldiers by Hamas, by the jihadist group,
by the occupying
and other terrorists.
By the people, no.
That will bring you all here on Global Matter.
All right, thank you for taking the time to join us on the program. It's still Global Matters, and today we're talking about dealing with corruption in Nigeria, that is improving Nigeria's corruption profile. As I said earlier on, we're being joined by Dr. Gbenga Oduntan, the Executive Director of World Anti-Corruption Research Network, a research-based corruption monitoring program domiciled at the School of Law, University of Kent in the United Kingdom. Gbenga, thank you for taking the time to join us on the program today. In addition, we are also being joined, thank you, Gbenga, we're also being joined from Minnesota by Mark Eze. Mark Eze is a Nigerian-American IT professional whose idea for tackling corruption in Nigeria and fostering unity in America was recently acknowledged by the U.S. President Joe Biden. Mark, thank you for joining us on the program today, and congratulations on the acknowledgement you got from the U.S. President Biden on your letter to his office. Mark. Hello, Mark. Are you there?
Thank you very much.
All right, great. I've got my guest.
Yes,
Gbenga.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I've got Gbenga. Let me start with you because I had to bring you out of your lecture classroom to be part of this program. Gbenga, quickly, we're taking a look at improving Nigeria's corruption profile. You, as the executive director of a UK-based University of Kent domicile program one as World Against Anti-Corruption Research Network. What is your assessment of Nigeria's corruption profile?
Thank you very much. It's bad news. We have stuck to the bottom of the Transparency International League table of corruption. Not exactly the worst case as it had been in the past, but we're still in the bottom quintile where we should not be after so many attempts at rejigging the anti-corruption situation in the country, particularly in the creation of anti-corruption agencies, pointing at anti-corruption SARS. We have at least 2, and we would have thought that by now Nigeria should have moved up towards the middle of the table, where perhaps at some point even join those who are supposed to be the cleaner states, the Denmarks, the Finlands, Sweden, the Nordic countries. But we're not doing as well as we should, and that's just because I think there's not enough political will, despite the creation of and the right noises being made. There's not enough political will, and I also think there's not enough will by the average individual in the country as well. Political corruption is the more sensational one. The bribery received and the grand corruption by the political class is obviously worrying. But the common man on the street is still very much given to taking and giving bribes. The civil servants, or otherwise known as evil servants, are still very much in their game of collecting bribes and not moving on their official tasks. I did a study on the criminal justice system of Nigeria about 5 years ago, and I'm quite sad to say it hasn't improved at all. The judiciary, the police, the prisons, even the prison staff are all given to corruption. And it's still bad, but not all hope is lost. I hope I'm not painting that picture. Not all hope is lost. The anti-corruption agencies are coming into maturity. Enough heads are even rolling. I think every successive EFCC chairman, that's the Economic Commission for Financial Crimes, EFCC, in Nigeria, every successive executive director, or what you call the chairman, has nearly always ended up in detention themselves. So at some point, I think it might start getting there where we begin to see the fight against corruption as a worthy one and as one that is sustained. So I'm saying it's not all too bad, but we haven't gone far enough, particularly with respect to the most damaging part of corruption, which is illicit financial flows. Illicit financial flows is rarely ever discussed. We all focus on the bribery and corruption of the grand corrupt political class. How about the corruption by multinationals? How about the fact that most of our multinationals get away without paying tax? How about the fact that they are the ones that are in charge of the most damaging bribes? We all know what has just happened last week. We were very lucky to get out of to be taken to the cleaners by a cowboy company that doesn't even have a website and was about to take the country out of $11 billion. So it's bad. It's bad and improving.
But before I let you go, before I go to Minnesota to Mark, let me quickly give you this question. The UK, before now, appeared to be a suitable country for laundering of illicit funds. But it does appear now that country is starting the news on, well, people laundering funds in the UK. What is an organization as yours, based in the University of Kent, doing to help stop the flow of illicit funds to the United Kingdom?
Very interesting. Funnily enough, we were supposed to, and we are having a class right now on tracing assets stolen by the political class, basically known as asset recovery. That's what we are supposed to be dealing with as a class in Module International Business Transaction. Yes, the UK, like many of the advanced jurisdictions that have a banking class that is soaking up the illicit financial flows from the developing world, they are just as bad at this corruption game as the developing world. The UK has not given back not even 1/10 of the monies that should have been returned to Nigeria from the Abacha stolen funds. Abacha, as you remember, was Nigeria's military president in the 1990s, and he stole, by many accounts, up to $5 billion. And a lot of these monies keep coming back nearly as a Christmas present to the country from the countries that, in a sense, take pity on us and take recognition of the fact that they have a duty under international law to assist in asset recovery. They've been returning back some of the funds. It comes back in trickles, 400 million here, 100 million there, 900 million from the Swiss. That was good. But the UK, to the best of my knowledge, has not returned anything up to even 100 million. I'll be surprised if they've returned anything up to 5 million. That's really, really sad, given that the UK jurisdiction was where the money, first of all, came into before it was found out to the various other states. Bottom line is asset recovery is still a very much hit and miss game. The laws are there. The United Nations Convention Against Corruption mandates all countries to cooperate on this. But in practice, again, the political will and the fact that many of the developed countries are hostage to their multinationals, they are hostage to a corrupt banking class, they are hostage to what I would call the enabling professions that allow monies to be siphoned out of many developing countries.
All right, Gbenga. Thank you so much. I guess we're going to have enough time to discuss this. I can see your electronic board right behind you there. Let me allow you run and quickly attend to your class.
I won't have to run. I'm writing the class.
You are writing the class. All right. Please do not use Nigeria as a case study as you teach your students there. It's going to be embarrassing. Thank you so much, Gbenga.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
All right. Mark, thank you so for taking the time to join us. Mark is still in Minnesota. Mark is a Nigerian-American IT professional who was recently acknowledged, whose work and idea about fighting corruption was recently acknowledged by the U.S. President Joe Biden. We've congratulated him on this program. And he's also the founder of futureofnigeria.com. Mark, thank you for taking the time to join us. Gbenga has laid the foundation for how bad corruption is in Nigeria. Let me ask you, what is Future of Nigeria doing, your organization, in helping Nigeria come out of this very terrible situation?
Thank you very much for having me on this very show. Today is indeed a very remarkable day, and I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his remarkable leadership, and also I want to congratulate the wife as well for the grace bestowed upon the first family. And also, she's a clergywoman who has, believed in the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to congratulate them again for emerging as the president of Nigeria. I am here in the capacity as the program manager for Future of Nigeria AI and Automation to complement the effort of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recently, I wrote a letter to President Biden, stating the obvious issues affecting the both nations in terms of fighting corruption with technology and also promoting harmony in America with technology. These are the issues and the key points in this letter, and I want to let you know today and to let the Nigerian people know that hope is on the way, that we have found the perfect solution to the issue of corruption. President Biden has indicated interest and is stated that we were going to meet in a common ground. And I also want to tell you that the State Department has initiated a communication with me, which is in process, to partner with the Future of Nigeria and also to partner with the Nigerian government to use technology to disrupt corruption in Nigeria. The Future of Nigeria is about fighting corruption with AI and automated digital solutions. This is we have research into this technology, which of course is a United States technology. So I made a research on how we can leverage this technology to disrupt corruption from the local government level up to the federal level. So now I'm going to explain to you what the future of Nigeria is. The future of Nigeria is that we need to restructure the future of Nigeria politically and also technologically. And this is the time to complement the effort of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We need to fight corruption. You need to prioritize it. I have stated in the letter that President Tinubu should prioritize the fight against corruption, because you cannot come to the United States and seek for investors, partners, whereas you are not fighting corruption. You cannot travel out to the Western world and say, hey, come invest in Nigeria. Today, as I'm talking to you, according to the World Bank Poverty Index rating, Nigeria is 150 out of 180 countries. This is very, very bad for the country. Today, also in World Terrorism Index, Nigeria is way, way, way at the bottom. We need to make sure that Nigeria is restructured technologically. Now, Nigeria doesn't have any structure in terms of using technology to disrupt corruption from the procurement sector. So our own is a unique solution that is tailored specific to the needs of the Nigerian people, tailored to curb corruption from the local government level to the federal level. So now we're building the biggest AI-powered with automation technology. So that means we're going to use AI plugins to fight corruption using automated digital solutions. So we're talking about price regulations, price control, price reporting. We are building a platform that will outgrow the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What we're trying to do with the Future of Nigeria AI and automation procurement portal is that we're trying to create a platform, and of course it needs a legal backing. So also I have also written a bill for that is going to be the first in history, the first in Africa. As I'm talking to you, it has not even been done in the United States. I have a bill that is going to support the implementation of the very first AI-powered automated digital solutions. That means all procurement processes from the local government level up to the federal government level will be done on this platform. And today, my organization is going to give power to the Nigerian government because we want them to be the shareholder in this world-class IT that setting up.
So, Mark, how will this process disrupt corruption across the different sectors in Nigeria? I mean, if you look at what Gbenga said, we have corruption practices from not just the government, but even multinational. The P&D case, one mushroom company taking Nigeria to the UK just by Whisker will have been taken to the dustbin by this mushroom company because of the cooperation and involvement of many Nigerians at different levels. How will this AI component disrupt not only this corruption is not only in government, parastatals, we have it in EFCC, we have it in the police, we have it in the military. The other day we saw somebody from the South accusing the Nigeria military of being behind stolen crude in the country. Right, he was making this accusation right at the powerhouse of the country. How do you think this would disrupt the corruption process, knowing that this thing has eaten deep into the fabrics of the country?
Thank you. First of all, I would like you to know that corruption, Nigeria is estimated to have lost $500 billion US to corruption.
Mark, may I just quickly remind you that I have less than 2 minutes to go. If you can do this in 2 minutes.
So how this is going to disrupt corruption is that we're going to, with the bill, the first bill that I'm going to introduce, I'm going to partner with the Nigerian legislative arm. So we're introducing a bill to bring in AI and digital solutions to create automated digital solutions in terms of having the procurement process, having everybody procure from one particular procurement portal, which is going to be having the pricing. For instance, let me give you, in the past Buhari's administrations, we have a minister that purchased trucks worth millions of dollars. These are overinflated trucks. We also have a minister awarding contracts to unknown companies. These are not going to happen because it's going to be, we're trying to open up the Nigerian government. We're trying to open the Nigerian government in terms of having all the pricing, all the contractors, all the buyers. So we're using AI to regulate this, and there's going to be price regulation, price control, and we're opening everybody up so you can see what is being procured from the federal government, from the local government, from all the parastatals, Army, Navy, they're all going to be there. So we are trying to open Nigeria up transparently. So that means you cannot just wake up today and award contract or just start inflating contract. What we're trying to do is to use AI, and I'm assuring you that President Biden is taking this as a priority, as a foreign priority project for Nigeria. And I'm sure when President Biden meets President Tinubu, this is going to be the very first on the agenda, because the State Department has initiated the process of partnering with the future of Nigeria. And also, I'm looking for the opportunity of meeting with President Bola Tinubu. I urge him, the communication crew that are watching this show, I urge him to reach out to us. This is a very serious issue, and we're trying to partner him. We're trying to partner the Nigerian government. We're trying to make Nigeria better. We want to make his administration better. Right. We want him to sit side by side with President Biden and discuss the future of Nigeria, AI with automated digital solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for your time on the program, and with the future of Nigeria, the best of luck as you begin to work from the U.S. in dealing with corruption in Nigeria. And also sincere appreciation to Gbenga Oduntan. Dr. Gbenga Oduntan is the Executive Director and a lecturer at the School of Law, University of Kent. He's also the Executive Director of the World Anti-Corruption Research Network. And just with us, I had Mark Eze, whose letter and idea of dealing with corruption was acknowledged, as you heard from him, by U.S. President Joe Biden. This is how far I can go on the program today. Thank you for taking your time to join us on the program. My name is Tunde Alabi. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.